Joining me now on this episode of Locally Sourced CP is the owner of the Tap Bar and Restaurant,
Bar and
downtown El
restaurant.
Paso,
Downtown.
Miss Charlene Soule. How are you doing, Miss
I'm
Charlene?
doing good. How are you?
Thank you for joining me. Thank you for letting us come to this, might I say, historic location here downtown El Paso.
We certainly have been here for a long time, that's for sure.
Yeah, since 1956.
1956.
Wow, and your dad is the one.
My dad is the one who started all this mess.
The mess. I'll be honest. I've heard so much about the tap. This is my first time actually here, unfortunately, but I promise to come back. I mean, people have talked about the food, the people, the ambiance. Talk a little bit about like how the tap got started.
Okay, well, yeah, back in the day, I mean, I was young. My dad had a partner, and him and his partner owned all the bars downtown. And what made them popular and made them thrive was Fort Bliss, because Fort Bliss used to bus all the soldiers downtown, and they would frequent all the bars, and they would cross into Juarez and come back. I mean, that's back in the day. I mean, you're talking about 50s and 60s, and certainly different times.
Right.
And that's where all this thrived from the soldiers downtown. People lived downtown. They shopped downtown. They made downtown was a thriving, it was a community.
Right.
It still is, but I mean, it's of course it's evolved.
Right.
Immensely.
I know, like your dad had originally started other businesses, and gave up a few of them to keep his focus here on.
Right.
On this
Well, like I
one.
said, him and his half brother had started all these bars downtown. At one point, I think they had more than 15
Oh, wow.
around there. And when they split up, of course, they split it. They split up properties, or not properties, but businesses.
Businesses.
And my dad kept the tap, and he kept a bar across the street that was called the Le Carlo.
Oh.
Okay, so he would go back and forth for many years. I would watch him walk across the street because we would have to sit in the car to wait for him, and we would just go back and forth, back and forth. But it was called the Le Carlo. Now, where the building stands, the big tall building that you see across the street, the electric company, of course, when they bought that property and the Le Carlo was torn down, and all the businesses. The Federal Reserve used to be across the street as well.
Oh, wow.
But all of that got all torn down in the name of progress, I guess you'd
Yeah.
say.
Progress, right? I think it'd be good. Just keeping downtown, I guess, upgraded and moving.
Right, so he kept it here. What thrived here was my dad used to cash checks. We had downtown was Wrangler, downtown was Levi, downtown was a Sarco, not downtown, but it was it was right around the mountain.
Yeah, it wasn't too
a
far
Sarco.
away.
So everyone had a check, and my dad, on Fridays would cash checks, galore. But the idea to cash the check was you had to spend some money.
Right.
In other words, he wouldn't just cash it. You had to, they would charge whatever. He wouldn't charge a fee, but you had to buy a beer or a meal or whatever, and then he would give you the change.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah,
smart.
so that's how that
Smart.
evolved, and the tap has just stood the test of time, because something about my dad is that he was diligent. I mean, you could set your watch by him, not by me, okay, by him.
By him.
Not by definitely not by me. That's not my strong point. But he was punctual to a fault. I mean, we're the kind of punctuality that gets on your nerves, and not me. But his diligence, his consistency, whether there was one customer or 10, or the place is full, it opens at a certain time, it closes at a certain time. 7 days a week, we never close. Now I do, because, like I said, times have evolved.
Yeah, times have changed. Yeah.
Times have changed, and it's just been consistency and diligence, actually.
Right. No, that's so cool, because I know, like you said, you are what generation?
Second.
Are you? Second generation owner now,
Second.
right? And when did you end up taking over the family business?
Well, since I was a little girl, I would always follow him around. Like I said, we would watch
back
him
and
go
forth,
back
yeah.
and forth, and we would watch him. And if you've noticed, did you notice my neon outside?
Yeah, I
Okay,
did.
well, well, we would park in the front. Well, before, we would park in the front, either across the street or in between the two bars. Well, I was little or young, and he wouldn't let me in. I mean, I had to sit in the car or wait or whatever,
Right.
or I would have to be out in the back office. Or, but one thing that I would do is I would look at that sign, in the flashing lights, and I thought it was just the greatest thing ever. I just thought, there's just what is it about that sign? What is it? So I just wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to be a part of the sign,
Yeah.
and everything that came with it. I don't know what that was back then, and I learned a lot of things the hard way, definitely the hard way. But that's what I wanted to be a part of, and but as men of his time, women in this business didn't exist. I was told to go home. I was told you can't do this. I was told, what are you doing here? Leave me alone. My
Right.
father, go home. But I just wanted to be a part of it. I just had to be here.
Just kind of had to pioneer your way and just.
I had to, because I would follow him around, and he'd just look at me. He'd turn around and he'd say, where are you going? He would be walking out of the house.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to go with you. He goes, for what? And I said, because I want to go with you. And I would go with him, and I would come. I was even pregnant with my first baby, and I was waddling around behind him.
That's so cool, especially like you developed and like felt it. Is it kind of like a pride thing too?
It's a passion.
Passion.
Actually.
Like that word is way better.
It's not. It's a passion, and like I said, it's a labor of love. But as the years have gone by, now it's a love of labor. To say, but that's where we're. It's a passion, and as more and more as my dad got used to me, I guess he figured, well, I guess I'm not getting rid of her. He would let me, but he didn't go to school to learn business. He didn't. So a lot of things he learned like as you go.
Right.
And unfortunately, I made a lot of mistakes. When my dad passed away, I didn't know. I didn't know a lot of things, So I made quite a few mistakes.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's the best way to learn, I guess.
Yeah, they say the best way to have success is to fail.
I failed. Oh, did I fail? I failed quite a bit. Let me tell you, I failed.
I think like you're a prime example of someone like even though like you said you failed or didn't know a certain thing, you just kept going and learned from your mistakes. And
yeah.
there's a lot of people that just give up.
Oh, no, and I learned the hard way. The hard way. I've had a lot of hurdles, but,
Yeah.
I've just kept on going. I just, grace of God.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
Yeah, the thing too is like I had mentioned, and I'm not just saying it because like I'm a huge advocate for local, but the tap is like iconic. It's known worldwide, and I would for sure in the U.S. I've had a chance to meet a few of the like celebrities that come in town that come here before I have, and they have nothing but good things to say. Like I have a friend of mine that he's in the Comic-Con circuit, Ming Chen. I don't know if you got to meet him when he came and with some of the people from the El Paso Comic-Con, and they came had your famous nachos, love the ambiance. The 3 days they were here the two nights that they were.
Really,
yeah,
that's great.
they had such a great time.
And so we have our share of people from the plaza. We have people filming films.
Yeah.
And they all come in. I've got autographs and things like that. Some iconic.
Ooh, would you mind?
Well,
who's been your favorite and who's been some recent?
Well, because personal favorite, Josh Lucas, the guy who
Yes.
did Glory Road. Well, he
Yeah.
came in 10 years ago when they were doing Glory Road because they did it here at the Gateway.
Oh, sweet.
So he signed me an autograph. Well, he was here day before yesterday.
Oh, no way.
I believe they're filming something in Las Cruces.
Oh, that's
so he
cool.
was here
So
yesterday.
he came back.
And my daughter, I wasn't here, but my daughter showed him the dollar bill that he signed for me. So he signed me another one, and I've had it in my office.
That's so cool when people come. See how well known, like he came back
He
after
came
so many
back,
years. He
uh-huh.
was in the film Glory Road, played Don Haskins, a young Don Haskins. my dad.
Yes.
But that's so cool.
Yeah, and he was here 2 nights ago.
Oh, that's so awesome.
We had recently all the group from War. They played at the plaza.
Yeah.
War and the Malo. Oh no, yeah. Well, War was here.
Yeah.
They were all here. They had a great time.
How could you not have a
Usually,
great
every
time
time, like the monster truck guys,
Yeah.
they all know us because all the drivers and the crew, they all come in one night because they can't not come to El Paso. They say and not come here.
Right. And if anyone can hear in the background there, that they're open, so we're interviewing them live here while they're open for business. We got some customers in the back. They're got the kitchen messing around, so that they can hear probably. So.
Okay. Do you want me to tell them to
No,
stop?
of course
I
not.
can
No
tell them
way.
to
That
stop.
leads me to my next question is, talk a little about, menu wise and what you guys offer here at the tap.
One of the things that my dad always, he was a big lover of sharing tidbits of food.
Yeah.
He was a big lover of that. I mean, here, try this, and that's how the nachos came about.
Right.
Because the meat would come off fresh. We would make the burritos de cebrada, the shredded beef. And when the meat would come off the stove, it was fresh, and he would grab a tostada, put beans, and put the meat on top.
Oh, nice.
And then he would put the cheese, and then he would give it, and then he'd share. So then he would make a plate of those, and that's how that came along.
Oh, that's cool.
And then a customer actually said, "Can you put grilled like pico de gallo with it, but we grill it."
Yeah.
And a customer did that, asked for that, and then that's where that evolved from.
Oh, nice.
So between my dad and then the Mexican culture of wanting the spice and el pico de gallo, that's where the nachos came from. So he
Yeah.
was a big and we don't have anything fancy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have anything gourmet, not to, my respects to all of
Yeah.
that's wonderful. But we're just home cooked
Yeah.
food.
And that's honestly sometimes the best food.
Yeah.
Especially to me.
It's just home food and, snacking. You're not snacking, what would you say? I mean, you're just looking for a burger and fries.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy, nothing, I mean, not that, like I said, it's just home food.
Yeah.
And we pride ourselves on doing home food. You'd be surprised the size of the kitchen. It's itty bitty back there.
Yeah.
And the amounts of food that are produced back there. But we produce because of the size of the kitchen, we can't make vats of anything or big, huge, ollas or how do you say it, big pots
Yeah.
of anything. It all has to be done because we're so small back there.
Yeah. So it's portion sized and fresh every time you make it.
Yeah, I have nothing frozen because I have no room to put it.
Yeah.
I don't use a lot of canned stuff because I have nowhere to store
Right.
anything. So everything, it's constant because of the size that we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I said you'd be amazed at the amounts of food that come out of there.
I've had a few of your servers have walked by with the food, and it smells really good.
Well, you're gonna have to
I'm
stay.
I was a little
I think
distracted, so I apologize.
you're gonna stay after we're done.
We're gonna have to
you're
get
gonna
some. We're gonna have to get some
yes,
nachos. Okay.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
You ready for some nachos, Ava? Yeah. All right. We still sound okay? Still sound all right? Yeah. All right. Cool. We're just making
Okay.
sure. Miss Charlie, is there if someone comes to the tap for the first time, especially on the menu order, what would you suggest they order first, or what would you want them to try
Well,
first?
of course, the nachos. Yeah, especially if they don't know the way we make them.
Mhm.
And then anything on the menu, it's really authentic. I mean, to northern like Mexico and our region.
Right.
It's, and like I said, from enchiladas to tacos de cebrada to the steak tacos. I mean, all of that. Our huevo rancheros. I mean, it's just all, it's what you're like home food. It's
Yeah.
like something your mother would make.
Mhm.
Someday.
Oh,
All we're short of is having sopita because we don't have sopita. But
Oh. No, that's good. That means it smells good. It's awesome. And just even being here kind of early, the ambiance is here. I mean, it's such an inviting place. Miss Margaritas, she's so nice. Whenever we walked in, introduced ourselves and things like that.
Let me
It's
tell
been
you,
so
like
nice.
it takes a village.
Yeah.
And of course the consistency, but I couldn't do any of this without the staff that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And the staff most of everyone has been with me 10 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my bartenders 25 years, 30 years, cooks 15, 20 years. I mean, everyone, there's very few here that have been with me, very few,
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. So it's like
Um,
a big family, huh?
it's a family with all the that comes with it, and but it's it's the crew and it's the staff and it's all of us together. I mean, it's me, in the front line battling permits and licenses and what you got to do and taxes and rents and mortgages. And, it's me in the front line,
Right.
but I need an army behind me, and it takes a village. So I credit a lot of the success or whatever you want to call it or our consistency between myself and staff. And so credit is due because I couldn't do it by myself. Of course
Yeah.
not. Nobody
That's so
can.
awesome that you have that great support system.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my allergies are.
Oh, no, you're good. I think everyone's allergies is all messed up.
Yeah,
So
so
no,
yeah,
no
so I want to
worries.
make sure that I'm grateful that we have the staff that we have, and they know that when other places are struggling or empty or whatever, I mean, and it's a shame, and we're not,
Right.
because we're consistent. We strive for more. We're here. The better service, and you can't please everybody all the time, but we certainly do our very, very best.
That's all you could do. I mean, that's all you could do is just try your best, and you'll always have the locals and always have your regulars, and I think that's just a great thing you guys do here.
Thank you so much.
So
Thank you.
what are your hours of operation? Where are you
We're
guys located?
pretty much it's 408 East San Antonio in the heart of downtown El Paso. We're right here by the old county courthouse,
Mhm.
and most of the big major banks are all down here as well. Um, we are open 7 days a week. Uh, our hours differ every day at 9 a.m. except for Sunday when we have to open at 10.
Okay.
Either we close like the early part of the week, we close like at midnight, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Mhm.
and then Thursday through Saturday, we're open till 2 a.m.
Oh, okay.
And we serve till 2 a.m. Well, about 1:40,
Mhm.
we have full menu till about 1:40 when we're trying to wrap things up.
And
AM.
I know it might be some question like, and do you guys get some like families with children come in and try? Is there a suggested
That's what's so
time?
great
Yeah.
about the tap, right? Because you can have, we're very eclectic. We've
Mhm.
got students, from UTEP students to full families with babies that tell you the stories that my grandmother used to bring me, my dad
Right.
used to bring me. Now they bring their children, and their children bring their friends, and
Mhm.
and it's unfortunate. Sometimes I have sons who graduate El Paso High, and a lot of them they do know the downtown area,
Yeah.
but a lot of kids never have been downtown. They've never come downtown, and I think it's a shame that they know the mall and they
Yeah.
know the east or they know the west side, but they don't know downtown, and it's you really need to get downtown.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I agree. There's there's probably like a generation that doesn't know their way around down there, or don't even
Mhm.
know that it's like really here, or what
Mhm.
is down here. They might know
Right.
the Sandacito, but they don't know like some of the historic stuff, like the Tap or some other places that are around.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. That's on their parents though. I think.
Yeah, and like I said, what's a shame too, in the city, I know they want to improve, and we've gone through so many changes, and they want parks, and that's all wonderful. But what we really, really need downtown is retail.
Yeah, I
There's
think you're right.
there's just no retail. I mean, that would attract daytimers to come and
Mhm.
visit the businesses or the bars or
Yeah.
the restaurants, and it's a lot of nightlife from the plaza and from uh, things that are happening from the civic center and
Right.
things like
Yeah.
that. But retail is what we're starving for.
Yeah, you need that. You need that like name, like few big names to come back downtown that used to
Yes,
be
yeah,
here. I
like
think that
used to
would
be here
help revive
to
downtown. I
revive.
totally agree
Yeah,
with you.
yeah, because like I said, they want to do parks and the decks and all beautiful trees and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we need retail.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
think
I
we
agree
need
with you. I
retail.
think that's a good idea, but I think we should start in the heart of in downtown first, and go outward from there. I
Mhm.
think that would be a way better thing for El Paso.
I totally agree. I think we're starving for retail down here.
Yeah.
Starving for it. They want apartments, but there's no grocery stores.
Mhm.
Where do they
Yeah.
go? Where's the nearest grocery store? You have to go way up Mesa.
Yeah.
Or if they're going to live downtown, you have to way down at the end of Stanton.
Mhm.
And that's, the store down there. And that's only one, Matas Produce.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
about the only one.
Yeah, that's the only one. I know where that is.
And the Ruidoso. I mean, that's it. And they don't know that they're there
Mhm.
because it's on the other side of Paisano.
Yeah.
But over here, you can't find I think they just opened a little like a convenience shop, like a snack shop.
Uh huh.
But down here, you couldn't find a banana if your life depended on it.
There's plenty
You
of
know,
there's plenty of hot Cheetos with
Yeah.
cheese on it, but no bananas or
You
fruit.
can't, but you
or
can't. You
vegetables.
couldn't find a, you couldn't find a banana if your life
Couldn't-
depended on it. And tell you.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that's one thing that El Paso needs to do. They need to work on the downtown first. And I know that was a plan a long time ago, but never flourished, was brought to fruition. So I think that I agree with you. I think downtown needs to be, there needs to be a beacon besides the tap, of course.
Well,
But I think downtown needs to be refurbished and refreshed.
Yeah, like I said, retail would be, just something that, like, how the East Side's growing is, there's a whole new city out there,
Uh-huh.
And they forget about us, we're over here. We're over here.
Yeah, no, but I agree with you, and I'm just so glad you guys are still here thriving and have that same tap, bar, and restaurant vibe, and
Well,
that everyone
that's
still
what,
loves you guys.
a bit, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're
My
good.
dad, one of the things that when he was getting up there in years, he was, I remember, he was standing right here. And he tells me, and he turns around, he looks at me, and he says, "Do you really want this place?" And I said, "Well, of course I do, more than anything." And he says, "Well, then you have to promise me one thing." And I said, "Well, anything." And he says, "You can't change it."
Ah,
And I said, "I promise." And that's why we don't change it. Everybody, get rid of the carpet. I change the carpet every 3 years.
yeah,
But we wash it every 3 months.
yeah.
I clean it, I fix it, but I don't change it.
Right.
I just don't change
Well,
it.
it has that feel of it's just got a, like I said, it has this ambiance of like I can't really describe it. You have to be here to kind of feel it. It's kind of like it's indescribable. I can't put it into words on how it feels in here.
Sometimes you're like if I want to go have a drink with the girls or whatever, and then we're all thinking, well, where do you want to go? And then where do you want to go? I go, well, something like the tap, something. And then we sit there and we're all looking at each other like, there's nothing like that, so we don't know where to go.
Right.
I mean, there's, we find somewhere, but
Yeah.
something like the tap, and we're like, no, there's no way.
No, I can't agree more. Like how it's so awesome, and that's so cool that you shared that that promise that you made your dad so long ago about
Promise,
not changing
I wouldn't
it.
change it. He says, you can't change it. I said, I promise.
Well,
I've changed the plumbing. I've changed.
Oh yeah, I guess maintenance wise, you have to change that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that I guess kind of I don't know if I can still ask this question. Like one of my last questions is like, what do you see next for the tap?
Gosh, that's been a big question as far as me because we're not no spring chicken anymore, and my children, I have military men and I have up and coming at UTEP, and so we'll see. I have one who's at UTEP. He wants to swallow the world, and he wants, the world is his oyster. He wants to, and in the business world.
Yeah.
And he's the one, Mom, why don't you do this and do that and change that? And, why do you do it like that? And just like, hey, learn about it
Yeah.
first. I said, do what I didn't do. I learned the hard way.
Mhm.
But you've got a chance to figure out all the stuff that I don't know how to do.
Right.
So we'll see. We don't know yet.
Oh no, that's
but
good.
we'll see.
Well, whatever I could do to help you let me know.
Thank you so
I'll
much.
be if you need someone to come in once a week at least to buy some nachos. You let me know. We'll
Hey,
be here.
like I said, it takes a village. I'm grateful to my staff. I'm my loyal customers that we've had for many, many years. The customers who take pride and bring their children
Mhm.
and have great memories of bringing their grandfather bringing them, their mother bringing them. My aunt used to work here, to all of that. And that's where the sense of family tradition and really what El Paso is, because
Yeah.
even though we're big, we're not that big. We're still small. We still have heart.
Right.
And that's what makes, between staff and customers, that's what we're all about.
Oh, I appreciate you sharing like the history with you and your dad, and letting us come to the tap here downtown El
No, thank you so
Paso.
much.
I
It's
really
always, I
appreciate it.
never take any of this for granted, really, I don't. And like I said, these kind of recognitions or your interest is phenomenal. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Oh,
really,
yeah.
for your interest and your, wanting to be here.
Oh no, I appreciate that, and I'll make sure I'll put all your information description below. That way, people can follow the tab. They can know the numbers, check out the menu, then come down
Yeah,
and visit.
I have social media. We have bands. I mean, there's just so much. There's been bands who get so much exposure that now, because they played here, they play lots of other places. I mean, because we have music on usually like on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Different bands. I used to do jazz when UTEP had a jazz group starting many
Right.
years ago, and they would play here on
Oh, that's
Thursdays.
cool.
Well, two of those, one ended up in New York with his wife at some big jazz kind of thing out in New
Mm-hmm.
York. I mean, they just flourished.
Oh, that's so
And
cool.
when they come back and visit, I'm saying, oh, I'm so glad you're here. You started here. Do you remember when you started? And it was just your three little group, and now they're in New York.
Right.
And
Oh,
I
that's
just,
so
so
cool.
bands like that. We have bands on the weekends and karaoke, because that's a popular thing.
Oh yeah.
We have a lot of it. I sing in the shower only.
Oh.
And yeah, so those are the things. And so we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. I have my website.
Awesome.
I'll give you all that information.
Yeah,
you
no,
can
no
post.
worries. We'll make sure we post it. And again, I appreciate Lettuce coming down, talking with us, sharing a lot with us about the tap and family history
Yeah, I know
and
your time is limited. We could sit here
no,
for a long time.
yeah. But time's limited only to the memory card inside the tap. But I appreciate you coming on with me and talking to tap. And is there anything else you'd like to say, Rad, before we end today?
No, it's like I couldn't do it. I'm never take this for granted. I'm thankful to my customers, our loyal customers, new customers that come in and that make us a part of them.
Thank you so
We
much.
want to be a part of you,
Oh,
not you a part of us.
yeah, appreciate it. No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll be by more often.
Well, thank you so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate